Forget everything you thought you knew about American infrastructure, because right now, across the 50 states, engineers are attempting the impossible. Multi-billion-dollar undertakings that sound more like science fiction than reality. From high-speed trains that will make flying look obsolete to artificial islands and tunnels carved through solid bedrock, the United States is currently in the middle of a construction boom, unlike anything we have seen since the space race. These aren't just road repairs or bridge updates. These are the mega projects that will literally shift the landscape of the country, redefine how we travel, and cement the U.S. as a global leader in innovation for the next century. If you think the American dream is a thing of the past, these 10 projects are about to prove you very wrong. Let's dive straight into the top 10 American mega projects happening right now that will change the country forever. First on our list is a project that feels like it has been a long time coming, and that is the California High-Speed Rail. Now, if you live in California, you have probably heard people talking about this for years, and most of it has been focused on delays and rising costs. But when you look past the headlines, what is actually happening on the ground is breathtaking. This is the first true high-speed rail system in the United States, designed to connect the mega regions of the state at speeds over 200 miles per hour. Imagine getting from Los Angeles to San Francisco in under 3 hours without ever having to set foot in an airport. We are talking about a system that will span 800 miles with up to 24 stations. Right now, there are over 100 miles under active construction in the Central Valley, with thousands of workers on site every single day. They are building massive viaducts that tower over the farmland and carving out space for tracks that will eventually carry millions of passengers. This isn't just about convenience, though. It's about the environment and the economy. By taking millions of cars off the road and offering a clean, electric alternative to short-haul flights, this project is designed to slash carbon emissions on a massive scale. It is also creating a new economic corridor through the heart of California, bringing jobs and investment to cities like Fresno and Bakersfield that have often been overlooked. When this project is finally completed, it will be the blueprint for high-speed rail across the entire North American continent. Next up, we are heading to the East Coast for the Gateway program. If you have ever taken a train between Newark and New York City, you know exactly why this is on the list. The current tunnels under the Hudson River are over 100 years old. They were damaged by saltwater during Superstorm Sandy and are quite literally the biggest bottleneck in the entire Northeast Corridor. If these tunnels were to fail, the entire economy of the East Coast would come to a grinding halt. That is why the Gateway program is so vital. This is a massive multi-part project that involves building a brand new 2-track tunnel under the Hudson River and rehabilitating the existing ones. But it's more than just a tunnel. It includes the replacement of the Portal North Bridge, a century-old swing bridge that often gets stuck, causing massive delays for commuters. The scale of this engineering is mind-blowing. They are digging through some of the most complex geology and densest urban environments on the planet. We are talking about billions of dollars in investment to ensure that the busiest rail corridor in the country stays moving. This project is a race against time, but once it's finished, it will double the rail capacity into New York City, making life better for hundreds of thousands of daily commuters and securing the economic future of the region for another 100 years. Moving south to Texas, let's talk about the Texas Central Railway. While California is building a state-funded system, Texas is looking at a private sector approach. This project aims to connect Dallas and Houston with a high-speed train using Japanese Shinkansen technology. We are talking about a 90-minute trip between two of the fastest-growing cities in America. Currently, that drive can take 4 to 5 hours, depending on the nightmare that is Texas traffic. This project is revolutionary because it's trying to prove that high-speed rail can be a profitable, private enterprise in the U.S. The project has faced its share of legal battles over land use, but it recently cleared major regulatory hurdles. The impact of this would be massive. It would create a brand new transit backbone for Texas, encouraging more dense development and providing a legitimate alternative to the constant expansion of highways. It's a bold vision of a more connected Texas, and if it succeeds, you can bet other states will be looking to follow their lead. Now let's shift our focus to the water with the coastal spine in Texas, often referred to as the Ike Dike. After the devastating impact of Hurricane Ike and subsequent storms, it became clear that the Houston-Galveston region, home to one of the largest petrochemical complexes in the world, was extremely vulnerable. The coastal spine, is a massive, multi-billion-dollar coastal barrier system designed to protect the region from storm surges. This isn't just a simple wall. We are talking about a massive system of gates, levees, and dunes extending for miles. The most impressive part is the proposed Boulevard Roads Gate system, which would be one of the largest of its kind in the world, allowing ships to pass through while being able to slam shut when a massive storm approaches. This project is about more than just infrastructure. It is about national security. A major hit to the Houston refineries could send gas prices soaring and cripple the U.S. economy. By building this mega shield, Texas is essentially attempting to future-proof its coastline against the increasing power of nature. While we are talking about massive engineering feats, we have to mention the new Hudson River Tunnel's companion project, the Penn Station expansion. For anyone who has navigated the basement-like corridors of the current Penn Station in New York, you know it is a cramped and stressful experience. It was built for a fraction of the passengers it serves today. The expansion plan involves creating more tracks, wider platforms, and much more light and space. It's part of a broader vision to transform the entire neighborhood into a world-class transit hub. This isn't just about making the commute nicer. It's about increasing the capacity of the entire rail network. When you combine this with the Gateway program, you are looking at a total transformation of how people move in and out of the nation's largest city. It represents a shift back toward the era of Grand American train stations, designed to handle the growth of the next century. Let's head out west to talk about something that is literally changing the face of the desert, the Brightline West project. While the California high-speed rail focuses on the Central Valley, Brightline West is a private venture designed to connect Las Vegas to Southern California. This project is moving at an incredible pace, using the median of the Interstate 15 highway. They are planning to run fully electric trains at speeds of 180 miles per hour. The goal is simple: take millions of cars off the road that currently crawl between LA and Vegas every weekend. For the traveler, it means turning a miserable 4-hour drive into a relaxing 2-hour train ride with Wi-Fi and snacks. Construction is already ramping up, and because they are using existing highway corridors, the timeline is much faster than traditional rail projects. This could very well be the first high-speed rail line to actually open in the United States, and it will change the way people think about regional travel entirely. Now, let's look at a project that is happening deep underground in the Pacific Northwest. The SR-99 tunnel in Seattle might be finished, but the city is currently working on an even more ambitious series of projects called Move Seattle and the Sound Transit 3 expansion. This is one of the largest transit expansions in American history. Seattle is essentially building a brand new light rail system from scratch that will eventually span over 100 miles. They are digging deep tunnels under the city and building massive bridges across Lake Washington. This project is a response to the incredible growth the region has seen, thanks to tech giants like Amazon and Microsoft. By the time it's finished, Seattle will have one of the most comprehensive transit systems in the country, allowing people to travel from the suburbs to the city center without ever needing a car. It is a massive bet on the future of urban living, and a model for how a modern American city can evolve. For our 8th project, we are going to the heart of the country to look at the BNSF Sandpoint Junction connector in Idaho. Now, this might not sound as flashy as a high-speed train, but in terms of the global supply chain, it is massive. This project involves building a second rail bridge across Lake Pend Oreille. Why does this matter? Because this single track was one of the biggest bottlenecks for freight rail in the entire western United States. Every single day, dozens of trains carrying everything from grain to consumer electronics would have to wait their turn to cross the old bridge. By adding a second track, BNSF is essentially opening a major artery for the American economy. It's a perfect example of how targeted megaprojects in rural areas can have a massive ripple effect across the entire country, making the transport of goods faster and more efficient for everyone. Heading back to the East Coast, let's talk about the Gordie Howe International Bridge. This is a massive project connecting Detroit, Michigan with Windsor, Ontario. It will be one of the longest cable-stayed bridges in North America. Currently, the Ambassador Bridge, which is nearly 100 years old and privately owned, handles a massive portion of the trade between the U.S. and Canada. The new bridge will provide a much-needed alternative, with direct highway-to-highway connections that will bypass local streets and speed up the movement of goods. The scale of this bridge is incredible, with towers reaching high into the sky in a span that looks like something out of a futuristic movie. It's a testament to the enduring importance of our relationship with our northern neighbor and a critical piece of infrastructure for the North American auto industry. Finally, we have to talk about the huge investments in the U.S. power grid and renewable energy infrastructure, specifically the Trans-West Express transmission line. This is a massive project designed to carry wind power from the plains of Wyoming all the way to the markets of Southern California. We are talking about 700 miles of high-voltage lines that will cross 4 states. This isn't just about putting up some poles. It's a massive engineering challenge to move huge amounts of electricity across rugged terrain with minimal loss. This project is the backbone of the new energy economy. Without these massive transmission lines, all the wind and solar power in the world wouldn't matter because we couldn't get it to the people who need it. It's a silent mega project that will quite literally keep the lights on for millions of people while helping the transition to cleaner energy sources. These 10 projects represent a massive investment in the future of the United States. They show that despite the challenges, we are still capable of dreaming big and building things that will last for generations. Each one of these projects, from the tunnels under New York to the bridges in Idaho, is a piece of a much larger puzzle. They are about connecting people, protecting our environment, and ensuring that the American economy remains the strongest in the world. As we watch these projects move from blueprints to reality, it's clear that the landscape of the U.S. is changing in ways we are only just beginning to understand. But there is even more to the story. If we look closer at the California high-speed rail, for instance, we see a level of engineering that has never been attempted in North America. They are building the Hanford Viaduct, which is a 2-mile-long elevated structure that will allow trains to fly over existing roads and waterways. This isn't just a bridge. It's a massive piece of precision engineering designed to handle the stresses of high-speed travel and seismic activity. In Fresno, they are constructing the Cedar Viaduct, which features massive arches that will become a new landmark for the city. These structures are changing the visual identity of the Central Valley, turning it into a corridor of innovation. The project has also forced engineers to develop new ways of working with local communities and managing the environmental impact of such a massive footprint. They are using advanced modeling to ensure that the noise and vibration from the trains won't disrupt the local wildlife or the people living nearby, which is essentially the consistency of toothpaste. They use massive tunnel boring machines, or TBMs. These are essentially underground factories that dig the hole, remove the dirt, and install the concrete tunnel liners all in one go. The TBMs used for this project are some of the largest and most advanced in the world. They have to operate under immense pressure and navigate around existing underground infrastructure, including other tunnels and utility lines. It's like performing surgery on a citywide scale. And while the new tunnels are being built, the old ones are being meticulously maintained to ensure they don't fail before the new ones are ready. This involves constant inspections and emergency repairs, often done in the middle of the night when the trains aren't running. It's a high-stakes game where failure of the old infrastructure is not an option. In Texas, the high-speed rail between Dallas and Houston is taking a different approach to technology. By partnering with the Central Japan Railway Company, they are bringing the legendary N700S Shinkansen technology to American soil. This system has a perfect safety record in Japan over decades of operation. The trains are incredibly light, quiet, and efficient. But bringing this technology to Texas isn't just a matter of copy and paste. It has to be adapted for the Texas climate and the specific geography of the route. This means developing new ways to handle the heat and the soil conditions of the region. The project also involves building massive new stations that will serve as hubs for economic development. In Dallas, the station is planned for the Cedars neighborhood, an area that is already seeing a surge in investment in anticipation of the train. In Houston, the station will be located at the site of the old Northwest Mall, transforming a dying retail center into a vibrant transit hub. This project is about more than just a train. It's about urban revitalization. When we look at the coastal spine in Texas, the engineering is equally impressive but on a much broader scale. The Bolivar Roads Gate system is the centerpiece of the project. It's designed to provide a barrier against storm surges that can reach 20 feet or more. The gates themselves will be massive, comparable to the famous Delta Works in the Netherlands or the Meuse project in Venice. They have to be strong enough to withstand the incredible force of the ocean while still being able to open and close quickly. This requires massive hydraulic systems and advanced computer modeling to predict storm surges in real time. The project also involves the creation of miles of dunes and levees along the coast. This isn't just about building walls. It's about working with the natural environment to create a multi-layered defense system. By restoring wetlands and building up natural barriers, the project aims to provide long-term protection that is also environmentally sustainable. It is one of the most ambitious coastal engineering projects ever attempted in the United States. Back in Seattle, the Sound Transit 3 expansion is a model of how to build transit in a modern urban environment. One of the most challenging parts of the project is the downtown Seattle Tunnel, which will carry light rail trains deep beneath the city's streets. To do this, they have to navigate a maze of existing foundations, utility lines, and the existing bus tunnel. This requires the use of advanced mapping technology and precision drilling. They are also building new bridges across Lake Washington that have to be able to float. Because the lake is so deep and the bottom is so soft, traditional bridge piers aren't feasible. Instead, they use massive concrete pontoons that float on the water, with the bridge deck built on top of them. This is the only place in the world where high-speed light rail will run on a floating bridge. It's a remarkable feat of engineering that shows how regional challenges can lead to unique and innovative solutions. The BNSF Sandpoint junction connector in Idaho might be smaller in geographic footprint, but its engineering is no less significant. Building a second bridge across Lake Penn required careful environmental consideration. The lake is a vital natural resource, and the construction had to be done in a way that wouldn't disturb the water quality or the local fish populations. This involved using specialized equipment and techniques to minimize the impact of the bridge piers on the lake bed. They also had to coordinate the construction with the constant flow of trains on the existing bridge, ensuring that the work didn't disrupt the flow of goods. The result is a critical piece of infrastructure that is both hidden from the world and absolutely essential to its functioning. It's a reminder that not all megaprojects are in big cities. Sometimes, the most important work happens in the quietest places. The Gordie Howe International Bridge is another example of a project that is as much about logistics as it is about engineering. Building a massive bridge between two countries involves a level of international cooperation that is rare. They have to coordinate everything from safety standards to customs procedures. The bridge itself is a marvel of cable-stayed design, with two massive towers that will support the entire weight of the deck. This design allows for a long, clear span over the river, which is essential for the heavy ship traffic that passes through the Detroit River. The project also includes massive new ports of entry on both the U.S. and Canadian sides. These will be some of the largest and most advanced border crossings in the world, designed to process thousands of trucks and cars every day with maximum efficiency. It's a project that is literally building a bridge to the future of North American trade. The Trans-West Express transmission line is perhaps the most forward-looking project on this list. Moving electricity over hundreds of miles is incredibly difficult because of a phenomenon called line loss, where power is lost as heat as it travels through the wires. To minimize this, the project uses high-voltage direct current technology, which is much more efficient than the alternating current we use in our homes. This requires massive conversion stations at both ends of the line to turn the AC power from the wind turbines into DC for the journey across the desert, and then back into AC for the grid in California. These conversion stations are some of the most complex electrical facilities ever built. The project also involves navigating a complex web of land ownership and environmental regulations across 4 states. It's a project that requires a massive amount of planning and coordination, but the payoff will be a cleaner, more reliable power grid for the entire western United States. What all these projects have in common is a sense of scale and ambition that is truly inspiring. They are the work of thousands of engineers, architects, and laborers who are dedicated to building a better future. They are also a reminder that infrastructure is the foundation of our society. It steps the roads we drive on, the bridges we cross, the water we drink, and the electricity that powers our lives. When we invest in infrastructure, we are investing in ourselves. We are making our lives easier, our economy stronger, and our country more resilient. But building these mega projects isn't easy. It takes time, money, and a lot of political will. There are always challenges along the way, delays, cost overruns, and opposition from those who don't want to see things change. But these projects prove that we can overcome those challenges. We can build things that are better, faster, and more sustainable than ever before. We can see it in the way the California high-speed rail is creating new jobs and revitalizing communities. We can see it in the way the Gateway program is securing the future of the East Coast. We can see it in the way the Trans-West Express is helping us move toward a cleaner energy future. As we look to the future, we can expect to see even more of these mega projects taking shape. There are plans for new high-speed rail lines in other parts of the country, for massive offshore wind farms along the coasts, and for new tunnels and bridges to connect our growing cities. The U.S. is in the middle of a new era of building, and it's an exciting time to be an American. These projects are not just about concrete and steel. They are about the people who build them and the people who will use them. They are about the connections we make and the future we are creating together. Think about the impact on a single person's life. Imagine a worker in Fresno who now has a well-paying job in construction thanks to the high-speed rail, or a commuter in New Jersey who will soon be able to get to work without worrying about a century-old tunnel failing, or a family in Houston who can sleep better at night knowing that the coastal spine is there to protect them from the next big storm. These are the real-world impacts of these mega projects. They are changing lives every single day, and we shouldn't forget the environmental impact. Many of these projects are specifically designed to help us transition to a more sustainable future. By providing alternatives to cars and planes, by building more efficient power grids, and by protecting our coastlines, these projects are helping us combat the effects of a changing environment. They are a crucial part of our effort to create a world that is better for our children and grandchildren. The engineering behind these projects is also pushing the boundaries of what is possible. From the massive tunnel boring machines in New York to the floating bridges in Seattle, these projects are driving innovation in materials, design, and construction techniques. This new knowledge will be used to build future projects more efficiently and more sustainably, not just in the U.S., but all over the world. We are literally writing the book on 21st century infrastructure, but it's also about the economic power these projects provide. When we build a new bridge or a new rail line, we are opening up new opportunities for trade and commerce. We are making it easier for goods to get to market and for people to get to jobs. This creates a more dynamic and competitive economy. It's no coincidence that the most prosperous periods in American history have always coincided with periods of massive infrastructure investment. From the canals and railroads of the 19th century to the interstate highways and airports of the 20th, our country has always been built on the back of great projects. And today, we are continuing that tradition. These 10 mega projects are just the beginning. They are the foundation for a new century of American growth and innovation. They show that we are still a country that can think big and get things done. In every corner of the country, from the deserts of Nevada to the cities of the East Coast, the sound of construction is the sound of progress. It's the sound of a country that is building its future. It is worth noting how these projects are becoming more integrated with each other. The rail projects aren't just isolated lines. They are being designed to connect with existing subway systems, bus networks, and even airports. This creates a seamless transportation network that makes it easier for people to get where they need to go. For example, the Penn Station expansion isn't just about New York City. It's about the entire Northeast Corridor, from Boston to Washington, D.C. It's about creating a truly regional transit system that can compete with anything in Europe or Asia. Similarly, the energy projects are becoming more integrated with the transportation system. As we move toward electric trains and electric cars, the need for a modern and reliable power grid becomes even more important. Projects like the Trans-West Express are the essential backbone of this new electric future. They are the arteries that will carry the lifeblood of our economy. So next time you hear about a new mega project, don't just think about the cost or the construction delays. Think about the impact it will have on our country. Think about the people who will build it and the people who will use it. Think about the innovation it represents and the future it is creating. Because these projects are more than just infrastructure. They are symbols of our ambition, our resilience, and our commitment to building a better world. From the heart of the Texas desert to the busy streets of New York City, these projects are a testament to the fact that the United States is still a land of big ideas. We are a country that isn't afraid to take on the most difficult challenges. We are a country that knows how to build. And as these 10 mega projects show, we are just getting started. The landscape of America is being rewritten, 1 mile of track and 1 ton of concrete at a time. It's a transformation that will change the U.S. forever, making it more connected, more resilient, and more innovative than ever before. And while some might look at the cranes and the construction sites and see only disruption, we should see opportunity. We should see the potential for a country that is more mobile, more efficient, and more sustainable. We should see the promise of a better future for everyone. Because that is what these mega projects are really about. They are about building the American dream for the next century. In the end, these projects are a reflection of who we are as a people. They reflect our restless energy, our boundless curiosity, and our unwavering belief that we can always do better. They are a testament to our ability to work together to achieve something truly remarkable. So let's keep building. Let's keep dreaming big. And let's keep moving forward toward a future that is as bright as the projects we are building today. The sheer volume of concrete, steel, and human effort being poured into these sites right now is truly staggering. The miles of high-speed rail being laid, and the thousands of megawatts of clean energy being transported. You would see a nation in the middle of a massive physical upgrade. Each of these 10 projects is a vital part of that upgrade. They are the high-tech, high-capacity, and high-impact infrastructure that a 21st-century superpower needs to remain competitive. As these projects reach completion over the coming years and decades, we won't just see faster travel times or more reliable power. We will see a fundamental shift in how Americans live and work. We will see cities that were once separated by hours of traffic become close neighbors. We will see industrial regions transformed into tech hubs. We will see coastlines that were once vulnerable to the elements become some of the safest places to live and do business. The America of the future is being built right now. It's being built in the trenches of the Gateway program, on the viaducts of California, and along the transmission lines of the West. It's an America that is more connected, more resilient, and more powerful than ever before. And it's all thanks to these 10 mega projects that are changing the country forever. So the next time you see a massive construction crane on the horizon, or read about a new tunnel being dug deep underground, remember that you are witnessing history in the making. You are seeing the birth of a new era of American greatness. They are the monuments of our age, and they are happening right now, all across the United States. It is an incredible time to watch these developments unfold. The engineering precision required for the Gateway program, the sheer scale of the coastal spine in Texas, and the innovative approach of Brightline West all point to a nation that hasn't lost its touch for the spectacular. Each project is a story of overcoming hurdles, whether they are geographical, financial, or political. This resilience is what makes these mega projects so characteristically American. The story of the U.S. has always been one of movement, of pushing west, of reaching for the stars, and of building the infrastructure to make it all possible. Today, that story continues. We are just moving at 200 miles per hour on a high-speed train, or sending clean energy across the Rockies, or carving out new paths beneath the Hudson River. The scale may have changed, and the technology is certainly advanced, but the spirit remains the same. As we look at these 10 projects, we shouldn't just see them as individual tasks. We should see them as a collective vision for a more integrated and efficient society. They represent a commitment to excellence, and a refusal to settle for good enough. They are a declaration that we are ready for the challenges of the future, and that we have the skill, the will, and the imagination to build our way through them. Finally, consider the legacy of these works. Long after the construction crews have gone home and the ribbons have been cut, these projects will remain. They will serve as the backbone of our economy and the veins of our society for 100 years or more. They will be the quiet engines of our prosperity, working day and night to keep America moving. That is the true power of a mega project. It's not just about what it does today, it's about what it makes possible for tomorrow. And based on what is happening right now, the tomorrow looks brighter than ever.